Hi everyone, my name's Peter and I'm the personal trainer here at Healthy. In today's video I'm going to show you how you should be warming up before a workout, especially a HIIT training session. Let's get into it. Why do we warm up? It's fairly straightforward really. There's a few reasons. The first one being that it helps to increase our heart rate before we go into something quite intense. It's quite dangerous if we just start off from a resting heart rate and then do something like a HIIT training session. Our heart rate will rise very sharply and this isn't good for us. So a warm-up helps to build it up steady so that we can get up to our max heart rate when we're doing our HIIT training session. The second reason is to make our muscles pliable. When we are at rest, our muscles are quite cold and they don't have much stretch in them. If we were to go straight into a HIIT training session, this is when we're most likely to pull a muscle. Because they're so tight, they will just snap. So a warm-up helps to stretch them. The blood flows to the muscle and makes it more stretchy and pliable. So when we go into something quite intense like our HIIT training session, our muscles are fine. So what is a dynamic movement and what do we start off with? So a dynamic movement involves our whole body moving or various muscles moving at once. If we were to start off with a static stretch for the hamstring, we would reach down and then back up. When we do that, only our hamstring is really working. There are a couple of muscles that help as well, but really it's only one muscle. So I like to do a straight leg kick out to the side. The reason I like this one is it involves all the muscles down your posterior chain, everything on your back side. When we do this, it loosens off the muscles, but also helps to increase our heart rate because we are doing more movement. So we would do this for a few seconds. So the other exercise I like to do is a bent knee up. I like this one because it works our core as well. So it helps to stretch the quads at the front, the hamstrings, and it wakes up your core muscles ready for the exercises that you're about to do. Up one side and up the other. It also helps to increase our heart rate because we're moving quite a bit here. Next exercise I like is our dynamic toe touch. So we come down, touching toe to toe. Okay, we keep our legs straight. Again, working all muscles down our back half. We touch and touch. This also helps to activate our shoulder muscles and our back muscles, such as our rhomboid and our trapezius. Nice quick movements also help to increase our heart rate. So another exercise that I like is a jogging on the spot movement. This helps to get blood to areas such as our knees and our ankles. These are joints that don't have much blood flow, so to be jogging on the spot helps the blood to flow to these areas. We then kick out every couple of steps, kick out, because again we're working that posterior chain and helping to stretch those muscles. So I would do this again for maybe 20 seconds. Try and get 5 or 6 kicks in on each side. So another exercise I like to incorporate into my warm-up involves the mat on the floor. So we put into a press-up or a plank position. Our foot comes to the side and we stretch. We then move to the other side and we stretch. Okay, foot comes up as far as it can and then back, up and then back. Make sure to keep that core engaged. Foot comes up nice and slow and back, slow and back. Another exercise that I particularly like, again, is lunges. However, this one's got a bit of a twist to it. So we're going to lunge out and then we're going to reach back. And then we're going to switch and reach back. This opens up the hip flexor muscles that help when we're jumping. They help to stabilise us. It also wakes up our quads and our hamstrings, and it just gets everything moving in tandem. We would also do squats. When we do the squats, I would advise we do them nice and slow. We get to as low as you can and then back up. If you wanted to, you could start off doing squats. You might not go as far down as a full squat and you might build up to that. That is absolutely fine. We can have our hands out to the front or on our shoulders. Nice slow squat down and back up. This is activating a lot of muscles. The squat is most effective for warming up. It activates every muscle in our body practically, getting us ready for the exercises. Nice and slow. Now we move on to the upper body. I like rotations. We rotate round as far as we can. Try and keep looking forward. This is going to wake up our core muscles. It helps to work our shoulders when we rotate. It helps to loosen our back muscles. And if we move our legs ever so slightly, it helps to keep them engaged before we get into our HIIT training session. Then move on to our arms. We move our arms out and then cross them over, okay? When we go backwards, our palms should face the ceiling. This helps to open all our pectoral muscles. It also helps to work the back muscles as well. Open them up, cross them over, and open them up. When we do this, it also gets blood flow to the shoulder joint, which is a very common joint to get injured. A lot of people have shoulder injuries. This helps to get the blood flow to the muscles and the joint, therefore reducing the chances of an injury. I also like to rotate our arms in big circles. This is done best when you can sit into a squat position, arms come forward. This helps to engage the legs, the quads, the hamstrings, the calves, and then it also helps to unlock our shoulder muscles, our back muscles and our pectoral muscles. So we'd go forward for a bit and then we'd stop and we'd go backwards. Keeping that nice squat position. You can squat as far as you like. Nice big circles. Again, increasing the blood flow to the shoulders prevents injury. To complete our warm-up, I like to do an exercise that gets our heart rate up a little bit more than that, and it also works all our muscles in our body. So that exercise that I go for is a jumping jack. As you can see, I'm working both my arms and my legs. I'm working every muscle in my body, and my heart rate, after doing this for 30 seconds at the end of our workout, my heart rate will have increased quite substantially. Ready for a high intensity workout next. So there you have it, my dynamic warm-up routine is complete. Perform each exercise for between 20 and 30 seconds. Your warm-up should last between 5 and 10 minutes. Make sure that you do a longer warm-up because this is going to help you when you come to your HIIT training workout. If you do a really quick warm-up, this is when you're going to have more chance of pulling a muscle when you go and doing your HIIT training session. Make sure that you hit subscribe, turn notifications on because we're releasing loads of videos every week and you don't want to miss them.